Hey everyone, just Jessie here. I hope you're having a great week. It's Friday the 28th. Sorry, I had to look it up. I couldn't remember. It is the day after Thanksgiving, and I thought it'd be fun to do a nice little WIP and chat, see how everyone's Thanksgiving went, see if you did any fun shopping for Black Friday. It's been a long time since I've done one, so I'm still working on a setup that works for both me and you. So let me know if this works. I would like to kind of have you at an angle so you can kind of see where I'm diamond painting. I'm currently working on Autumn Colors by Catriona Crehan, and that's what this is. And I am, I think I'm working on a section like right here. I actually worked on a little bit earlier, and I saved this one for you because it has some pretty colors in it. This one was full of line blocking and yellows, and this is going to have some pretty fun colors. So this is what we're working on. I'm taking a break from my Jingle Drills kit. I did finally pick one. I used a random picker wheel to pick for me, and it picked the snowman one, so I'm almost halfway done with it. I'm flying through it and really enjoying it. This one I started in September. It's a big kit, and I'm working on it like this. So I started up here, and I'm just working my way down. And I'm a little more than halfway. Let me see, hold on. Yeah, I'm a little more than halfway done. So I thought it'd be fun to work on this week since it's Thanksgiving and it's autumn, and I'm having a blast with this. The thing that cracks me up though, I love it. I think it's awesome, but I crack up at how big the grapes are in this kit, or in this photo. It just kind of makes me chuckle, but it's a really fun kit. It is, I'm gonna make y'all sick, sorry. It's 51 colors. It is 93 centimeters by 70 centimeters, or 36.6 by 27.6 inches. Square drill kit, of course, from DiamondArtclub. Let's talk accessories. Now, I'm not one to really buy a ton of accessories, but I found this putty. It's from Mary Making and More, I believe. I'll link her Etsy shop down below. And I've been using this, and I really, really like it. It smells like Christmas punch, this one does. Whoops. And I'm going to show you how it comes. Now, I've been using it, so it might be a little beat up. But she does a really great job, and this is what your putty looks like. And it smells so good, so good. And that is in my multi-placer right here. And I even put some in my twist and pick applicator. And the scent is, it's like a fruity punch almost. Not too strong. It doesn't last too long. And I really, really love this. And I do plan to buy more from her soon. The tray I've been using, for my tray, I've been using my 2025 Drills and Chills tray from Bijou Bliss. Now, what I really like about the Bijou Bliss trays is that the lid is magnetic. Don't mind the the putty on here. And I like it because I can actually put the lid on the bottom. Hold on, here we go. I can put the lid on the bottom and I don't lose it. And the stopper is magnetic as well. And here's the inside of it. I got this, so this is her original size, but the wall, this part is tall, and I love it because I can put a lot of drills in here and not spill out when I'm shaking them. So that's the one I'm still using. And this is my good old trusty pen. I've tried other pens, and this is my green sparkly twist and pick pen from DAC. It's got the twist and pick single placer. And then this is their angled 6-placer tip that I love. And that is all that I'm using. Let me pull this back, and I'm going to zoom you in a little bit, and then we can get to talking. And of course, you know, if you hear anything, my cats have decided, you know, while mom is, hold on. Have you zoomed in? I'm gonna apologize in advance. The minute I start doing something like this, my cats decide they want to act up. So if you hear any weird noises, that's them running around, eating my Christmas tree, or jumping in boxes, or playing with each other. Okay, so the way I like to start my sections is I usually pick a color, a symbol at the bottom, and then I work up. So I'm gonna pick, I think I will pick the clover. And so the clover is just going to be this really dark brown, 3371. And I'm running low. I'm not running low. I have an extra bag. I just haven't put it in my my container yet. So let me pour it. See, I can pour a lot of drills in here, and I don't have to worry about shaking them out and them falling. And there we go. All right. Well, like I said, hold on, I gotta put some glasses on so I can see better. There we go. All right, now I can see. Hopefully everyone had a good Thursday. If you're in America and you celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope it was good. I hope you got to spend time with people you like, and you got to have some good company, good food. If you're not in America, I just hope, and you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a great Thursday. We celebrate Thanksgiving here. I went to my best friend's house. I go every year. My son goes to his dad's because his dad loves to do up a huge Thanksgiving spread. And my son likes to go eat his dad's Thanksgiving food. You know, if I didn't go to my friends, I probably wouldn't cook really much of anything for Thanksgiving. I've never been a big Thanksgiving fan, but I guess that's why I'm happy to go to her house. They do up a huge spread. They did 2 turkeys. I don't know where you're from. In the South, we like to deep fry our turkeys. So my friend's husband did a regular turkey in the fryer, and then he did a smoked turkey in the fryer. And I will say, the smoked turkey I think was my favorite because it was still juicy, but it had that lovely smoked flavor to it. Can't complain. And then of course, you know, I helped her make all the sides. We had 2 types of mashed potatoes. We had regular mashed potatoes, and then we had our favorite, and by our favorite I mean me and her and I, these mashed potatoes that she puts horseradish in, horseradish mashed potatoes. It sounds probably weird, maybe a little gross, but oh, it is so good. So good. And then, you know, our usual sides. I made a pie. I tried a new recipe for a chocolate chess pie that a friend of mine had made the other weekend. And I have to say, I was really impressed with it. It came out just the way I wanted it to. Made some homemade whipped cream to go with it. And yeah, it was good. Her in-laws came over. They brought green bean casserole, rolls, all that good stuff. So it was good. It was really good. And then I got home in time to watch Katie and Lindsay's live for the Black Friday event, the early release for Diamond members for Diamond Art Club. And that was a lot of fun. It was nice to kind of review all the kits again, just because they released 111 and it was hard to remember what all they had released. And I did good this year. I actually I participated in the early event, so because I was a diamond tier, so I got to buy kits starting at 11 p.m. my time. And I got the 4 that I wanted, and then I kind of hesitated on getting any more just because I wasn't quite sure if I wanted more. I ended up getting more today, but I really, out of pocket, I only came out of pocket probably $40 out of 2 whole orders. And that was really just kind of a little over. So I had been saving gift cards. Diamond Art Club does this thing in most of their new kits where you can get treasure quest cards. And those are, here, I can show you if you don't know. I'm sure most of you know. But in each kit, you can get cards that look kind of like this, and you can get different levels. You get bronze, silver, gold, and black. And so I have been saving all of mine and redeemed enough to get a gift card. And then I had another gift card that I could use. So I ended up buying 4 for the early release, and the early release was wild. Those kits were selling out fast, and then the website crashed. Today for Black Friday, they had issues where all the kits that sold out last night, throughout the night, they didn't restock right away. So people were panicking. I mean, they didn't restock for 30 or 40 minutes. Something happened on the back end of the website, and they had to go in and manually enter inventory. So that was crazy. People were panicking. People were getting upset. People were disappointed. But, you know, I give kudos to the team. They fixed the problem. They got the kits loaded up. Not in the time they thought they would, but they did manage to get the kits loaded. People probably missed out, and that's frustrating, and I get that, but having worked in customer service before, I can say, like, you know, there are just some times where you can plan and you can prepare, and then something happens with software and just out of your control. So I'm sorry, I'm back. I had to go remove the cats from the living room area. They were chewing on my cheap little fake tree. So this is the first year I thought to try to put up a tree since we've had them. We've had them for 4 years now. And I ended up buying a cheap little tree sometime this summer from At Home. It was like, I don't know, $5, $10. It was on clearance. And I just knew, I just wasn't sure how our cats would do with trees, and apparently they eat them. That's what they do with them. So I haven't even decorated it. I'm about to throw it away or give it away. It will not be in our apartment for much longer just because they keep eating it, and I don't want them to get sick. So Black Friday. So, you know, poor Diamond Art Club had a website issues. People were really excited to get up early, buy some diamond paintings, and didn't work out quite that way, but hopefully people got what they wanted. And if not, I would say keep your fingers crossed for restocks. And also they have other stuff coming out for Cyber Monday. So you can look forward to those announcements and see what's what. They were dropping hints last night, but I really don't know what to expect. Some people think it might be mystery boxes, and that would be, I don't know. I've never had really good luck with mystery boxes. I've bought a few, and I don't know. I don't know if I would buy a mystery box. So I think I got all the clovers that I need. I'm gonna go with, the next one I'm gonna go with, it's gonna be this little line with the dot in the middle. And that is this one, 814. And it's like almost like a crimson or a darker red. You may not quite be able to see. I'll shake it down in the tray and then you'll be able to see. See, I love that I can pour a ton in here and just shake to my heart's content, and I'm not spilling over. The stopper holds the drills in. I don't have to worry about spilling any drills. Love it. Bijou Bliss. They even do, you can customize your own trays. You don't have to just buy event trays. I buy event trays because I get overwhelmed with the customizations. That's me. Like, there's just so many choices and I just end up not choosing. So yeah, that was Black Friday. I was off today from work, but I did check my emails a few times just because I was waiting on a few items to be approved. And I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss out on them, because once I receive that approval, I have a certain amount of time to get them filed and kind of sent to my research sites. So even though it's technically we're out of office, and you know, maybe not everyone is out of office today, so I was just kind of keeping my eye on emails. My son is at his dad's. He's going to come home tomorrow to go to work. And then I've been quietly just diamond painting and cleaning. I went to the gym. I've been working out pretty hard lately. So I went today and did so the trainer that I've been kind of following, I guess, she came up with some workout programs for a few friends of mine. She wants us to do strength training before cardio, which is different for me. I've always done strength training after cardio, but that's what she wanted. So I'm in the second week of her program, and it's good. I did upper body today, and I tried to go up in weights a little bit. I used dumbbells, and I used the machine for one thing. But she kind of designed the workout for my friends who were going to be working out at home and not in a little gym. So a lot of dumbbell exercises, which, I mean, it works. And the good thing about the gym I work out in, which is my little apartment gym, is that I'm not just stuck with, you know, dumbbells that go from 5, 10, you know, what is it, like 2, 5, 10 pounds? Like I have those. It starts at 5. I have 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and then it goes all the way to, I think, 50. So I won't be running out of weights anytime soon. But I did my upper body, and then I did cardio, and I did 30 minutes on the elliptical. And normally I don't have a high resistance, but I decided today, since I took off yesterday, I put the resistance pretty high, and I'm definitely feeling that in my legs today. But it was a good workout. I enjoy it. Well, I'm definitely not one of those people who will tell you they love to work out, but I like the way I feel after I work out, and I like the way I feel probably when I have 10 minutes left of working out. Then I'm like, yeah, I could do this again. But it's been good. I can definitely tell I'm building muscle. Of course, I'm eating, you know, more protein. I'm not zero carbs. I try to keep it lower carbs, but I also try to keep low fat. So I don't know. Just try to eat healthy, I guess. And then Thanksgiving is not always the best for that, because pie is delicious, right? Or what is your favorite dessert for Thanksgiving? I like pies. I usually make a pecan pie, but I just didn't feel like messing with it this year, which is why I made that chocolate chess pie. And I'll link the recipe down below. It's really easy, really good. I made homemade whipped cream, which it's one of the, I hardly ever make homemade whipped cream, so that was fun, and I found I really enjoy it. I really like the way it tasted. The first whipped cream batch that I made Wednesday night, yeah, it wasn't very whippy. It was a little, it wasn't runny, it just wasn't whippy. I guess I didn't have the patience to stick around for long, so I whipped up some more before I went to my friend's house yesterday, and that got really good and whippy, and everyone everyone seemed to like the whipped cream and the pie, so that's good. What I like to do with kits like this, I guess you can tell, I kind of find myself doing the outline. So these are grapes right here, and then this is a part of a leaf. I like to do the outline and then fill it in. So I know I say a lot. It's because I didn't come up with a plan of what I was going to talk about. I just knew I had the house to myself. I had the time, so I thought I'd get on here and talk because I haven't done this in a long time. Work has been really good. I'm settled in. I started a new job. Was it April? March? I don't remember. Somewhere around there. And I really enjoy it. Over the summer, I had to do some work traveling, and I had fun. We went to Boston. We had a big company meeting in Boston, and that was really neat. I haven't been to Boston before. Of course, you know, when you're there for work, you don't really get to do a lot of fun stuff, so I would really like to go back and do touristy things. They did have an option to sign up for a duck boat tour, and I signed up for it, but because so many people signed up for it, I got my second choice, which was what I thought would be a cooking class. But it turned out they decided it would be fun if all of us that got to go to this cooking class competed against each other for a cooking competition. So they divided all of us up into teams, and we get to the class, the restaurant that we were cooking at, and we all thought we were just going to be taught how to make a meal, like a, I don't know, a nice little pasta dish. We were going to make it and then eat and then be done. But no, we get there, we're divided into 4 teams, and there's all these ingredients on the table. And then there's raw chicken and raw shrimp, and we're told, all right, you have an hour and a half to come up with 2 dishes, 1 chicken and 1 shrimp dish. And then you'll be judged by our head chef, and the winner gets, I don't know, bragging rights, I guess. So that was interesting. My team came dead last, and I'm not surprised because I was on the team with most of the big wigs, and I really enjoy them. They're really good people. They weren't really interested in cooking, so the few of us that were trying to win didn't really have a game plan. We were just going for it and throwing stuff together. I was a sous chef. I just chopped up whatever people told me to chop up because it's gonna be embarrassing, but like the chicken was a half a chicken, right? And the shrimp, I've never cooked raw shrimp before. I've cooked I buy that shrimp that is frozen and it's already peeled and deveined and everything, and I think it's already cooked, and then you just kind of toss it in a skillet for a minute or 2 and warm it up. That's the shrimp I buy. And then my chicken is always just chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast. So it kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't really know. I mean, I could have figured it out, but I really didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. That's why I was your sous chef. But it was fun. It was a neat experience. And then, of course, we did that. And then we all had to go back to the hotel and get ready because we had a big company dinner. And that dinner was really neat. It was just fun. It was just a lot of conferences. And then we got where we just kind of talked about different divisions in our company. And we had some doctors that have worked with us and been really successful with us. They gave speeches, and it was really good, really neat. Got to meet a lot of people. Most of us are remote, so it was nice to kind of see faces. I mean, we see faces. We have to have our cameras on for meetings, but it was nice to kind of just see everyone in person and get to talk to each other. And then a few weeks after that meeting, my team had a team meeting in Orlando, and that was another place I've never been to, and that was really neat, and that was fun. And that one was really just the core team, my boss, and then her boss, And we were just kind of going over processes and game planning for the future, because our team, we knew that our team was developing, or sorry, we knew that our team was growing. We had taken on a few, how do I put it? We'd added a few companies. We absorbed some companies into our team, or our company. And so we were absorbing some people into our team. So we were kind of trying to game plan, how can we absorb them and maintain our processes? Can we change stuff to be more efficient? And things like that. So that was 2 days of really just kind of like sitting in a conference room and going over all of our processes, going over the way we do emails. Can we streamline that? Is there a way we can make that better? Just all sorts of fun things, but it was good. Our boss's boss, the big boss, took us to dinner that second night, and he'd asked in one meeting if anyone had any suggestions, and someone suggested this seafood buffet. And I've never been, like, don't think I've been to a seafood buffet since before the pandemic. So I honestly didn't even know buffets still existed, because over here we have casinos, and our casinos stopped doing buffets after, 2020. And I don't even know if we have a buffet anymore. But the seafood buffet was really, really good. It was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. And that's about it. Just been working, staying busy. My kid turned 18 in October. I can't believe it. I don't have a kid anymore. I have a young man. He is a senior in high school, and he applied to college. He is going to a college that's not too far away. So we've been working on that. We've been working on, this is the next one I'm doing. This is 817. It's a pretty red. So we've been working on finding him scholarships. I did the first part of his housing application, and then in January we do the second part where we sign up for the actual room and dorm that he wants to go live in, I guess. I didn't even know you did that. I just thought you got assigned a dorm room and there you go, but nope, we're gonna have to pick it. I don't think he has any friends that are actually going to this school, so I don't know if he's going to try to pick a roommate or just hope that he gets a good roommate. I don't know. Poor kid really thought he would have a dorm where he could have his very own room, but those are hard to get and those are expensive to get, and I just don't know if that's going to be feasible, but we'll see. I won't pop his bubble anytime soon. We did look through the list of dorms and weigh the pros and cons, and we talked about, okay, what are your top 3 choices, and what ones do you absolutely, not want to have. So we'll see how that goes. That's in January. We'll pick the dorm in January. Senior in high school. He had homecoming a few weeks ago, and that was fun. I was out of town. I had scheduled my out-of-town trip to go visit a friend in the summer, thinking that in November I wouldn't have to worry, right? I mean, I never even thought that they would have homecoming in November, but they had it in November. And of course it was the weekend I was out of town, but his dad got him a suit. He ended up taking a friend of his. The group that he's friends with, most of them have boyfriends and girlfriends, and just so happened that his little friend and him, they did not have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. So they were being pressured to pick anyone and ask anyone. And they were over at my apartment one night watching a movie in the living room, and I was... Poor kid. I didn't mean to be a third wheel. I was at my desk diamond painting, and my desk is in my living room area simply because I have a small apartment. So whenever he has friends over and they hang out in the living room, they kind of hang out with me too and talk to me as well. But so we were all talking about homecoming, and his little friend was annoyed that they kept, some friends of hers kept trying to pressure her into asking this one guy, and she didn't want to. She didn't really like the guy, and so I just said, well, why don't, instead of y'all just having to ask people you don't really want to take, y'all just go together as friends, and then you don't have to worry about it. So they ended up going as friends. We got them a corsage, and he got a little boutonniere. And I didn't get a single homecoming picture from these kids or from the parents. I didn't realize, so my son had to work that Saturday morning, and I didn't realize that his dad was just going to drop him off at my apartment after my son got off work, and my son would just get ready, and then his friends were going to pick him up. So his dad didn't take pictures. I wasn't there to take pictures. The kids didn't take pictures, but he said it was okay. It was fun. We'll see. I'll make sure I get some prom pictures, because I told him he had to go to prom, which he will. He's enjoying, I think he's enjoying his last year. And then he works. So he is in this program at school where he works and I'm sorry, you never, like, you start talking and your brain just disappears for a minute. My brain just stopped for a second. He's in this program in school where he only goes to school half days so he can work extra. So he goes to school from 9 to 1, and then he has to work so many hours per week to make up for that, I guess. And he's happy with that. I will say, I wasn't too thrilled with this idea at first, because I told him, you're not going to get out of school early every day and then come home and take a nap and just not do anything. And I will say that he is definitely working more. He took this proposal to his boss and was like, hey, I signed up for this program. I really need to make more hours. Is there anything you can do to help, anything I can do to get more hours? So she has been training him on how to do more at his job. And he's been working, and he's the kid who he takes his job pretty seriously. I had mentioned, since he wanted to go to his dad's this week for Thanksgiving, because he doesn't really go to his dad's as much as he used to, just because of work. I told him, well, why don't you go ahead and take the week off of work, and then you can hang out with Dad and the family, and you don't have to worry about him driving you back and forth, and whether I'll be here so you can take my car. But he said he'd rather work, because there's nothing, he doesn't have anything else going on. So he worked a little bit. I think he worked Monday and Wednesday, and then he works tomorrow, Saturday. And I think that's it. So he may have taken a day or two off more than normal, which is good. But, I started that to say, I actually don't mind him doing this half-day stuff, because he is happy going to school. I don't have to give him pep talks about school. And he's always been pretty good about school, but definitely, especially towards this time of year, he's tired and just wants extra days off. And so we'll have to negotiate whether or not he can take a mental health day. I'm okay with mental health days. I think that it's okay every now and then. My rule is you have to have good grades. You have to be in good standing with your classes, and you can't have so many absences leading up to your mental health day. That's my hard and fast rule. And with him only going to school half a day, he really hasn't asked to take any days off. He just goes to school, and on the days he has to work, he comes home, grabs a snack, and goes to work. And on the days he doesn't have to work, he'll probably come home and take a nap, and then he'll get up and go work out, or go play tennis, or go, I don't know, hang out with friends, do some homework, all that fun stuff. So that is what we've been up to. Not too much. I did get to go to a few good concerts this summer. I went to one of my favorite bands, Lake Street Dive, and I had a blast. I had treated myself to a ticket, and I didn't realize it was in a suite until I got there. So I got to hang out with all these people, strangers. I had no idea who these people were. They were all in the suite too, and it was a lot of fun. It was in Dallas, so I drove to Dallas, went to the concert, and then drove home because I had to work the next day. But it was worth it. It was a lot of fun. Lake Street Dive is one of my favorite bands. I love that the lead singer, I'm drawing a blank on her name, but the lead singer is one of those singers who sounds just as good live as they do recorded. And she's amazing. The whole band is amazing. It's the second time I've seen them, I think, and I'm already planning to go to their concert next year. It's either going to be, I'll either go to the Houston one or the Dallas one, just kind of depending. I did that, and then probably like a week after that, I went to see another band that I really, really like called the Red Clay Strays. They were in Dallas again. Originally, I'd had 2 tickets because a friend was going to go with me, but he ended up not being able to go. So I sold my 2 tickets that were pretty decent seats, and I ended up treating myself to a floor seat because I sold my 2 tickets. So I actually broke even. I wasn't out any extra money, and I had a blast. It was so much fun. Okay, next one I'm gonna do is this lovely T498. Concerts are just one of my favorite things to go to. I just have a lot of fun, and it's something that I'm not afraid to go to a concert by myself. I love going with my friends. Please don't get me wrong. It's a blast, but there's just something really fun about going to a concert by yourself because you don't have to worry about if someone else is having a good time. You can just really tune in and enjoy the music, and that's what I did. And I had such a good time. Let's see, what else? I celebrated a birthday November. I went to Missouri to hang out with one of my very best friends and her husband that weekend before my birthday, and that was a lot of fun. We didn't do really anything special. We just hung out and talked and laughed, but it was well worth it. No complaints. I loved it up there. I happened to finally get up there so I could see some pretty fall colors, because in Louisiana, you see a little bit of oranges around this time of year on the trees, but really not a lot. And so it was really nice to be able to stare at the trees with all the reds and the oranges. I didn't take any pictures. I should have, because all we did was drive around and go, ooh, that's a pretty tree. Ooh, that's a pretty bush. Yeah, it was us. We just really hung out and ate. We went to one of their favorite Italian restaurants one day, and then that Sunday, her and I drove up to Kansas City. We love to go to Kansas City and explore when I come to hang out, and we always have a good time. But we went to, it's called the Union Station, and it's like I guess it's a train station. It's really pretty, really nice, and we had brunch there, and we just kind of people watched, and we really wanted to do they had a Titanic exhibit there, but it was closed for a private event, so we didn't get to go to that. But we hung out, we drove around, listened to music, all that good stuff. We've been friends since we were 18 years old, and we're basically like sisters. I mean, we used to hang out every weekend, all summer long. We'd just take turns going to someone's house and stay in the night and working. That's how we met. We met when we worked at a movie theater, and just became best friends. And I love that we're still really good friends. We still are the type of friends that can hang out all day and night and not be annoyed with each other. We get along, which she's an only child and I'm an only child, so the fact that we get along is pretty cool. So I would love to go. I'm hoping to go back up. I thought maybe I could make it in December. We'll see. My company actually shuts down for the week of Christmas. And I've never seen this before. I've never had a company do this before. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do with a whole week off. Enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it, that's for sure, but I'm really excited. I went from, when I was young, I worked in the movie theater and I worked at the mall. So I always worked, you know, like working the movie theater, you worked the holidays. You might have opened late, but you were still working. And then when I was a little bit older, I worked in the casinos. I dealt table games, and when you deal table games, I mean, you don't get the holidays off unless it just happens to fall on your natural day off. And then if they don't need you, they won't schedule you. But most of the time, especially since I was young and new, I was always scheduled to work the holidays, which didn't really bother me because I grew up with parents working in the casino, so I was used to us always shifting our holidays to match their days off. So it's been really nice working quote unquote normal schedule with holidays off. And then now that I don't have to, I'll have a week off and I won't have to take PTO for it. I'm excited. I have plans to do a lot of organizing and cleaning because I'm hoping, so my son graduates this year, and of course he'll be off to college in the fall, and I'm hoping that instead of renewing my lease on my apartment, I'll be in a position to buy a house, and I would like to go ahead and start cleaning and getting ready to move before that happens, just so I have less to do when the time comes. So that's the plan for that week. I do plan to film some videos. I've been thinking a lot about 2026 and what I want to do as far as diamond painting. So I talked about Black Friday, and the reason why I've been saving up my gift cards and my points, and I kind of went bigger than I would have normally, is because y'all might find it boring, but I am going on a really hard low buy. I didn't say no buy. I don't know if I could do a no buy, but I'm going to do a really hard low buy and work on a way of keeping myself accountable through y'all on the state of my stash and whether or not I've added to it, you know, every month or something. I'm still thinking it out. So I have more than enough kits, and I still love almost all of the kits that I have, and I just know that if I keep adding to my collection, even if I love them, I'm just never going to get to them. So 2026 is really kind of going to be a big year where I just work on my stash. And one of the things, I'd been toying with the idea and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it. And then I saw Lizette from Lizette Crafts and Tells. She has this really great challenge that she's going to do next year, where she's going to, I think it's called the Refresher Stash Challenge. And basically she's challenging you to work on your oldest kits throughout the year. And that's not the only thing you have to work on, but you know, at least have one old kit going at all times, or set a goal, you know, so many old kits. And so my plan is, I went through my purchase history and I screenshot the first couple of kits that I bought that I haven't worked on. And then, ooh, I'm gonna do this one. This one's one of my favorite colors. This is 600, the star, and it's so pretty. So I have those, but I can't just go in chronological order. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them from my stash. I have to reorganize my stash. I'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to pull my old kits from my stash and make sure that I have them easily accessible. And then my goal is going to be to have one stashed, one old kit going throughout the year at a time. So one old kit all the time. And I plan to have just the random generator pick my kit as I go. I have a few other ideas that I think will be a lot of fun for 2026, just to kind of help keep me shopping my stash and kind of keep me excited about what I have. I do plan to do a video and talk about it more in detail, but I'm excited. I have a lot of kits. So last year, right when I started this channel, I went through and inventoried all my kits, and I had this lovely little spreadsheet. I don't know what happened. The spreadsheet broke and I can't access it. I can't update it. So it was in Excel, and I had bought oh, look at this. Do you see this? Yeah, I missed a T. Hold on, I have to get that before, so I don't forget. I had bought a key from Microsoft, and it worked, and then all of a sudden it just stopped working, so I can't really edit that spreadsheet anymore, and I can't create a new one. So I'm going to go back through. I need to organize my kits anyways because they've taken over my closet. So I'm going to go back through my kits, make a new inventory list, add a few columns that I didn't have in this last spreadsheet, and just use Google Sheets, I guess. But I'm definitely going to make a better inventory list. That's my goal, because I think that'll help me just stay organized and help me when I'm ready to find kits. I can use that as a jumping off point, if that makes sense. That's one of the things I want to work on. And then also, I love how people have logbooks for all of their diamond painting kits. So if you don't know what a logbook is, a lot of people keep journals or notebooks, and they take this sticker, right, and they put it in their notebook, and then they write the stats of the kit, and then when they started, when they finished, and anything else that they so choose. And I love that. I love that people can flip through their logbooks and tell you all about when they started, you know, their thoughts on the kit. I started a logbook. I'll have to find it and show it to you one day. I did one entry, and then I just started throwing these sticker sheets in the front of that logbook. So I have to come up with a better way for me to track my WIPs, my completions, because I can't even tell you how many I finished this year. I don't really remember off the top of my head. I do plan to do a year in review, so then you and I can both count and see how many kits did I finish, because I honestly can't remember. I'm sure it is more than what I did in 2024, so I'm excited to see how many kits I actually finished. I have a plan on showing you all of those. And then you've never seen all of my 2024 finishes either, so I do want to show you those before I put them up. I found a new storage solution for completed kits, and so I want to share those with you while I'm storing my old completed kits and my new completed kits. So those are my plans, my thoughts for the channel, for y'all, for next year. I still do plan to show unboxings, but I really like to only unbox kits that I'm actually going to be working on. So you may not see a lot of those, but let me know if there's anything else you like to watch. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had to take that plastic off. It was getting on my nerves. If there's anything else that you really like to watch, let me know. I'm pretty open to suggestions. I've been doing a lot of thinking. So one reason why I took a big break from videos is because I just felt like I was pressuring myself to buy kits to show you. And even though I wanted to work on them, I knew I wouldn't be able to get to them in time. So one thing I like the idea of doing is and I've seen other people do it, I like doing the start to finish unboxing. So the way I think about it is I can either do a full video where it's start, you know, where I unbox it, kit it up. I don't know if I'll record the kitting up, but unbox it, take video of me as I'm working on it, and then once it's finished, do a review on it and load it up all at once. Excuse me. Oh, we're doing the 3. It's this little light brown color. Or I can do the unboxing, post that video, and then updates, do you know, a video update or a WIP parade. I really like WIP parades. But then when I'm done with it, do a review and kind of combine all the videos into one. So I'm still kind of toying with ideas on that. And what else was I thinking about? I don't know. I think I was struggling with what do I bring to the table? Is there anything different that I bring to the table that other people don't? And I don't really think there is, just me. That's the only thing that other people aren't bringing to the table because I'm me. But I do like the idea of kind of trying to find my own way in this little enclave of diamond painting space. I really love the community, and I love trying to learn how to edit and how to grow, and really kind of getting over. I'm an introvert at heart, and I think a lot of us are, right? And I'm trying to learn how to be more out there, put myself out there, learn. I love to learn. I've really enjoyed editing videos. So finding my enjoyment of doing that has really helped fuel my, I guess we could call it a comeback. And I really want to say thank you so much to you who have stuck with me when I wasn't around, and for you who are new and have recently subscribed. Thank you so much. I like y'all very much, and I really appreciate it. And I really hope that you just stick with me. And like I said, I've been thinking about what I want to do for 2026 and how I want to document my hobby and my journey. And I think it could be fun. And I think that I would love to have y'all along for the ride. Where do I see my channel going? I don't really see it going too far from this. I'm not really doing it to eventually become someone who gets affiliate codes or who is just unboxing stuff for companies, or, you know, I don't really care about any of that. I just like to share what I like to do and my thoughts on things. I don't really see myself doing, even if I grow, I don't see myself doing memberships, and that's just because I really don't understand. I don't really understand it. Like, I get that you subscribe, and I love that you subscribe. Thank you so much. But what differentiates a membership from a subscriber? I mean, I get that a member is someone that is paying extra money, and then that content creator is creating content that is just for the members. I get that. I guess my opinion is like, why? And I'm not like, please don't think that I'm being judgy about it. I really just don't. I just don't get it. But I think that I admire the people who do have successful memberships and who are putting in a lot of extra work for their members. I think that is awesome. I just don't know if I will ever get there, but I guess you never say never. Right now I just have to get in the habit of doing more videos, and I think I'm getting there. All right, so I think the last color I'm going to do is going to be the N. It might look like a Z to you because I have this sideways. That's this kind of like a dark orange color. Kind of reminds me of the Longhorns. So the thing I like about working on this canvas, so some people might have a hard time working on your canvas sideways. And so one way that you can help figure that out is, instead of taking your containers like this, you just flip them whichever way your canvas is, so my canvas is sideways, so if I flip it like this, I can see it looks like a Z, but I know it's an N, if that makes sense. That's how I do it at the beginning, and then you just kind of get used to, it. I like this canvas a lot. I started this one in September. I had just finished my Halloween mystery kit from DiamondArtclub. I was working on the Halloween mystery kit from Catriona Crehan, and I just fell in love with the way they had been rendering the pumpkin and something else, just some foliage in it. I just really fell in love with that. And so I was craving oranges and yellows and just fall. It was hot here, and I was channeling that cool autumn breeze and nice fall weather. So I started it, and then I just kind of slowly been working on it, just taking my time. I like having a big canvas like this where I can just work on it when I want to, and I usually like to focus on it once I reach the halfway point. Like, I get really excited that I'm almost there. So I worked on this, like I said, I worked on this in September along with a few other kits. And then when I finished my Drills and Chills kit, I worked on it until November, when Jingle Drills started, November 15th. Yeah. And then I started working on my Jingle Drills kit. And then I picked this back up this week because it was Thanksgiving, and I felt like this is a great way to bring in the Thanksgiving vibes, and I love it. And I think this is one I would end up hanging on the wall. I don't think I would get it framed per se. I think I will get it mounted at Hobby Lobby. So mounted is just where they take the canvas and they put it on foam board. So they can do a dry mounting where they use heat to adhere it to the board. Some Hobby Lobbies, sometimes my drills fall off my putty. And so what I do is I kind of take my putty and I just kind of run my finger over it. Let's see, hold on. So I just run my finger over it and smooth it back. I may need to replace it soon. And kind of just get my finger oil on it, and then it's good for a while. Some Hobby Lobbies will dry mount canvases, and some Hobby Lobbies won't. My Hobby Lobby will not dry mount a canvas. They said that it will ruin the drills, and I've told them, you know, I've seen other people mention it and get it done in other Hobby Lobbies, but mine just won't. So mine will instead do a wet mount, which is basically where they glue it they use adhesive and glue it to a foam board. And that is an affordable way to get it where you can hang it on a wall. It usually costs between 14 and 20 bucks instead of hundreds of dollars to get it framed. And then if you decide you want to get it framed, custom framed, you can take your mounted piece and have it framed. That's one way you can display your kits. I haven't paid yet to get them framed. I've had a few mounted. I have one, my very first one that I ever completed. It's mounted, but it's not hanging on a wall just because I don't have the space for it right now, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I got my Halloween mystery kit that I finished. I gave that to my best friend because I had sent her a picture of it when I finished it and she loved it, so I had it mounted and surprised her. What else have I done? So one of the kits I finished in 2024, maybe the beginning of 2025. It was like I think it was the second kit I ever finished. I bought stretcher bars to make a hangable canvas, and that was an experience. That one, I like the way it came out, but I definitely could do it better. I was impatient and I didn't measure correctly. And I don't think I took the time to really make sure I had it stretched properly before I stapled it to the bars. But I mean, it's hanging on my wall and it works. So here you go. You live and you learn. I think next time if I do stretcher bars, which I will, I plan to. I could even do it with this one probably. I'm wondering if I seal it, if it'll be better, because sometimes I find the one I used the stretcher bars with, it's really kind of flimsy in the middle, and I wonder if I seal it, if it'll be a little harder and not so floppy. So that's one video I plan to do, is show you all the different ways you can display your kits or store your kits. That's one I plan to actually work on this weekend and have it up for you, just because it's fun to kind of see different ideas and know that you don't have to put every single one on the wall, but if you do want to put them on the wall, there's different ways you can go about doing it. And heck, some people have ideas that I haven't even tried yet. One lady goes to like Home Depot and gets like wood cut to fit the size of her canvas and then adheres it herself. I think that would be interesting. One lady somehow uses molding, like she'll go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get like wall molding and have it cut so that she can make a frame. And then of course you can always just take thumbtacks and or nails and just stick it to your wall. I bet you command strips would work as well. I have some command strips, they don't really stick to my walls very well because I have a slight texture on my walls. So I haven't really tried those yet. But that is a lot of rambling, and I'm sorry if it's been all over the place. I think next time I'll try to maybe I'll write an outline just to keep myself on track and keep my brain from freezing up on me at times. Ooh, let's talk about books. Are you reading anything? Do you like to read? I used to be a voracious reader, and now I read slowly, unless it's a book that I absolutely fall in love with. Then I'll just devour it. So one book that I read over the summer was, oh gosh, it was so good. Hold on, let me look it up. So this book right here, The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by, oh gosh, Sangu Mandana. So, okay. This author, that's the second book I've read by the author. The first book that she wrote that I read is called The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I really enjoyed that book. It was really good. I highly recommend. The second book, The Magical, what did I say it was called? A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Okay. This book is probably my favorite book that I've read in a very long time. I found myself I was reading it I love to read physical books when I am traveling. So I was reading this when I was flying to Orlando for work. And I started it when I was in my airport waiting on my plane, and I finished it that night in the hotel. And then when I was on the plane flying to Orlando, I got to one part of the book where I was just crying. Like it got me right in the feels. And the poor little stewardess kept asking me if I was okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I was, but so this book is about, let me try to explain it. This book is about a woman who, as a child, had vast magical talent and ability. And she lived in this inn with her aunt. Her aunt was basically the only parent she knew. Her parents were alive, and they were very distant parents. They were more into traveling and kind of doing whatever they wanted than raising her. So she lived with her aunt, her spinster aunt, and she had this magical ability so, you know, it's a world where there's magic, right? So and most magicians, most people who can tap into magic, tap into a little bit and do little spells. And she just had this ability to do these really huge, complicated spells. Here's what we're working on now. Just without really any effort. So she was being trained by the head of this magical society because she was really going to slated to be like the one who replaces him one day, and everyone wanted to see what she would do with all of her magical powers. So she's a young girl. She's probably, I think she's like 8 or 10. She goes outside one day and finds that her aunt had passed away in the garden, and she panics and ends up bringing her aunt back to life. And what she doesn't realize is that this is taboo. This is a big no-no. And two things happen. One, she uses such great magic that it kind of breaks something inside of her, and she feels like she loses most of her magical abilities. And two, because she's done this spell, I guess you could say, that is taboo, she gets kind of like ostracized from this community and is kind of left to fend for herself with her aunt. She's not allowed to really learn about magic anymore. The people that she was friends with kind of don't really associate with her anymore. So then you flash forward to when she's an adult and she's running the inn that she grew up in, and she has just enough magical ability to do simple spells to keep the inn running, but she is lost. I mean, she feels the void of her magic, and she is dealing with all the emotions that come from having such great potential and losing it, and then losing kind of like everyone she knew. And it's about her quest to find a way to regain her powers, and it's about this inn that she, you know, has made a home for and has really kind of like welcomed these guests who end up staying for a long time, and that just kind of need a safe place to be. And then the main lead, the male character, he has magical abilities, and he ends up there because he has a sister who is autistic, and she has magical abilities, and she doesn't know that you're supposed to kind of keep your magic a secret from those, kind of like muggles, right? You're supposed to keep your magic secret from those who don't have magic. And she just uses her magic whenever she gets the urge to. So he ends up at the inn and is kind of trying to help our main character, like, take care of the inn and kind of like research how to get her powers back. And also kind of like he's there because his sister needs a safe place to live, and his sister is loved and accepted there. So you get your found family, which I kind of enjoy that trope, but you also just get this beautiful story of this woman who's learning how to grieve the person she thought she would be, and learning how to accept the person that she is, right? She's not the person she thought she'd be. She doesn't have the power she thought she'd have, but she's still alive and she's still kicking. And there's one scene in the book where she's kind of confronting her past self and reliving the anger and the sadness, and it just hit me right in the feels. Like, it gets me teary-eyed just thinking about it. It's just really good. Really not a high stakes book, you know that it's not going to, change the world or anything, but it's just really, really good, and I really love it, and talking about it makes me want to go read it again. So that's one book I recommend listening to. Every day I work out, I listen to the Taylor Swift Life of a Showgirl CD. I love it. I also have been listening to the new Florence and the Machine CD. That one's a total vibe, a little witchy woman vibe. Really enjoy it. And watching, YouTube has the 48 hours is on YouTube, and you can watch full episodes. So that's what I like to do. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave you. It was a long, rambling one. If you stuck around, oh my gosh, you deserve an award. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. You are appreciated very much, and I hope you enjoy this. And let me know, what do you want to see? Do you want me to talk about anything? I'm pretty open about whatever you're interested in, and I'm here. So you'll have a wonderful day. Look at that. I missed some threes. I'm always missing symbols. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you again. Bye.